there's a mind shift going on with this younger generation, where they have been probably scolded by the left for far too long. They've been ostracized. There's division and there's fatigue. People are tired of it. They're sick of it. What do you see this as?
I also see one other thing. A lot of young people today that I think are among the most conservative are the ones who lived through COVID.
Yeah.
They lived through the left closing their schools. They lived through the left robbing them of their childhoods and of their teenage years and maybe of their college years. I mean, we warned them, you better open the schools.
Yes.
They wouldn't listen. They kept the schools closed, and now the young people are conservative, and they're mad.
Yeah.
And I think that was a formative thing for them to see exactly what the left is willing to do to you. I mean, there's been no reckoning yet for the generation of children that we destroyed with those school closures, long past the moment when we knew the truth. So I think a lot of people came out of that, and a lot of parents came out of that feeling far more conservative and far more emboldened to fight. Because they saw how government and society could so quickly rob you of your freedom, you know, rob you of your education, rob you of your future. It was shocking, actually. But I also think the scolding, I also think just trying to force people to believe this sort of uncommon nonsense. If we're common sense, they're uncommon nonsense. But they have picked a bunch of fringe cultural issues. They want to die on all these hills.
Yeah.
And they want everybody else to die up there with them. And people are sick of it. And so when Trump got elected, I think it was like taking a wet blanket off the country.
Yeah.
Everybody can be honest again. You know, we don't have to believe that words have meanings they don't have. We don't have to believe there's 72 genders.
Right.
You know, we don't have to believe that talent and work ethic are less important than identity politics.
Yes.
We can now just get back to common sense because that's what most Americans believe. So that was one of the great revelations of Trump's win, is that it created, I think, a permission structure for people to just sort of finally take a, exhale and say, okay, we don't have to go through this charade anymore.
Yeah.
And I think young people were feeling the yoke of that.
Yes.
They're throwing it off right now.
Do you think the age of, and this is kind of a trope, but compassionate conservatism, I love compassion because I'm a Christian, but I believe in the biblical definition. But I often thought it was cowardly conservatism. It was the kind of one that kind of made apologies, for a lot of things, for being conservative, that we were not willing to sort of stake our flag in the ground and say, look, it might be unpopular today, but one day you're going to know we were right about this. And it seemed like for a while, compassionate conservatism was more or less meandering over to the left.
So I write about this in the book a little bit. Because look, my first campaign was Bush in 2000. I worked in the Bush White House. So I've been on the journey here with the Republican Party.
Yes.
And I think every president, every nominee for their party, they have their own specific way of branding their party and their movement in the moment. I think that branding was authentic to President Bush, and I understood the utility of it in the moment. I think it met his ethos as a man. I think he's a moral person.
Yeah.
And I do think he's a compassionate person. So it met his branding, and it worked. He won the national popular vote in 2004. I think when Trump decided to run on the idea of common sense, that was his branding of the party. I think you raise a valid point about, is compassionate conservatism like, well, we're trying to convince the left that we're not evil. By 2024, it was pretty obvious. They thought we were evil.
Yeah.
They're out here calling us Hitler, fascists, Nazis. And so they weren't interested in a conversation about compassion. And so I think what Trump did was expertly change the branding of the party to this common sense branding, which had appeal to me as a conservative, but I think had appeal to a bunch of people who don't consider themselves to be political at all.
Yes.
So he winds up building a much larger movement. A lot of these people don't vote often, maybe ever, but they were attracted to common sense because they thought they were living through something totally different under the Biden years. I think this branding works for the moment. Now, in 2028, when we have another nominee,
sure,
they'll probably have their own spin on it.
Right.
And, we'll see where the culture is at that time.
Yeah.
But I really have been counseling a lot of Republican candidates lately, lean into common sense.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're encouraging work over welfare. We're encouraging low taxes. We're encouraging strong borders. These are common sense things.
Yes.
We're encouraging girls to play against girls and boys to play against boys. I mean, we're encouraging that, federal laws be enforced, as we're doing right now in California.
Yes.
These are common sense positions. You can run just about everything under the banner of common sense. It'll work. It'll work.
Hey, did you find this helpful? I hope you did. Please like and subscribe, share with a friend, and also go to standingforfreedom.com where you can find more content, articles, podcasts, and our Theology of Politics series, all at standingforfreedom.com.